Hello class, this is Spring 2022 edition. My name is Kabi Nepane and I am your biology instructor. Without further ado, I just want to show you how to navigate this course. This is a completely online asynchronous course, so you have to be careful and you have to be on it all the time. So the first thing you need to do is go to Laulima. Here is the Laulima page. You go to your US login, put your credentials, and you log in. So as you log in, you will have a set of your courses available to you that you have registered this semester. So this is Bio 171. And you will be seeing a student view that is going to look something like this. The first thing that you see is an overview. It talks a little bit about me, and then it gives you a link for weekly Zoom sessions. These are optional Zoom sessions. This is a study hall. I will be here for the first few weeks. My past experience shows that people do not usually show up on time, or there is a general lack of interest. If that happens, then I will discontinue coming to these weekly sessions. And that will then convert to an appointment only sessions where you have to request, hey professor, I need some help. I will be available at certain time and can you be there? And I can show up during these times or any other time that a student needs help. And if there is a need, I'll be here. If there is no need, then why do you and I need to waste our times, right? So that is about the overview. The second one is the announcement page. So here you will have various announcements. The first announcement is already up here, so you can look up the announcement. And within this announcement, please read the information carefully. Sometimes there are links. So for example, here there are two links. This talking about agency. It's a short TED Talk. Talk about the agency, so you review that on your own time, right? So that is about the agency talk. These are short talks. And there is another one about grit. Angela Duckworth, she is a very dynamic speaker, and she talks the importance of passion and perseverance, basically a grit, and you need a lot of that grit in this semester. Okay. So moving down here, this is the syllabus and content page. Now it just gives you general outline of the course, the date on which you should be familiarized or you should be taking your exams and homework, etc. There are two essentially. First, this is a textbook, OpenStack textbook here. You have a textbook, you go to table of content, it is searchable, and you have all student resources, instructor resources, etc. So that is the first one. Okay. Now the next one is the syllabus. Okay. Syllabus, this is your syllabus, and the main thing that you will be paying attention is how the course is graded. Of course, we want you to learn biology. Of course, you want to learn a whole lot of different things. But at the end of the day, the grades are also equally important because they are what matters in the long run as you progress in your academic ladder. Once you become a professional, then people do not really pay attention to your grades. Like, you're not asking me what my grades are like, right? But I still need to know biology. So then the content becomes important in our professional life, but the grades are still important as you move through your college career. Okay. So these are the various topics, textbook chapters, and your homework due date here, right? So that is the general style. So the next one moving down is lecture notes, okay? So when you click on lecture notes, so you have speaking PowerPoint presentations. So they are organized by chapters. This is chapter 1 resource, chapter 2, and we have all these pre-recorded chapter sessions. And towards the end of this page, you have midterm resources. So these are some of the highlights of things that you need to know. Basically a study guide for midterm. So you have, you can download midterm 1, 2, 3, and 4 resources. In this course, we have 2 instructors. I teach the same content as Dr. Shelley McClatchy does. So we oftentimes have, we provide information, Dr. McClatchy's recording or my recording, etc. It really doesn't matter which one you view. Sometimes it is better to view both. But you may not have enough time and energy to really review all that. They tend to be longer, review all of that content. So anyway, pick and choose one, but at least one lecture presentation, so for example, this is just a lecture only. So you can review the lecture. These are static lecture window, and the same thing is given here. So for example, you have this Shelley's presentations, which talks about the same thing. You play this and she explains.
So our
the
first
content.
chapter for Biology 171 is kind of an intro to the field of biology. The title of this chapter.
Okay. Or here is another one. This is a review of chapter 1 in your textbook. Chapter 1 is about the overall introduction. So you get the feel for it, right? So Shelley and I have a slightly different take, as all professionals do. We have different voices, we have different accents, but biology is still biology, and you have to learn about the concept. So it's kind of better to get a full picture, watch both presentations if you have time. If you do not have time, pick and choose one. All right? So that is with respect to chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and all the way to your last chapter, which is chapter 22. And then you have towards the end these midterm resources. All right, so that is about the resources. Now going back here, going down, so we went here for the lecture notes. So discussion and private messages. So here you can participate because this is an online and asynchronous course. If you have a question or if you have difficulty, better to post it here. Your questions are also somebody's questions. If you see a question, jump in and try to answer that question. Helping other people learn enhances your skill. You become a better teacher and your depth of understanding will improve. So, engage basically. You try to pose a question, your own, if you have any. You try to answer other people's questions. So basically, this is all about, class discussions, question and answer, whatever, so that is the discussion. I normally do not proctor it. I encourage people to ask questions, pose questions, and some students will answer. I'll wait for a little time. And if nobody is giving any answer, I will occasionally respond. I will post some questions, I will answer some questions. All right. So this is basically, I prefer it is student driven. Now this one is the assignments and tests. This is where your homeworks, chapter 1 homework, chapter 2 homework, etc. Right now, we have chapter 1 through 6, which is the stuff content for first midterm exam is available for you to do. Now, each one of you will have 3 tries. This is, for example, I have just not tried any, so I have 3 opportunities. They will show you different questions. So, for example, if you begin chapter 1 homework, and it is worth 8 points, and there are 16 questions. So this is my set of 16 questions. Okay, I'm not even gonna bother whatever. So just click whatever you think is the right answer, and then continue to the next one. Okay, once you are done, you finish it. This is the first one. You can do the second. You can do the third one. And as you do it, it just gives you a different set of questions. The way it works is simple. We have, let's say, 60 to 100 questions in each chapter. And the computer randomly selects some 16 questions and offers to you the first time. And when you go for the second try, from the same pool, it randomly selects 16 questions. So your second and third attempts may have a few questions that are similar to the first one, but you get to see more of the same questions. By answering those questions and then try to finding the correct answers will help you understand the content better, which eventually will help you in the midterm exam. Okay. Before the midterm exam, there is also a practice midterm exam that is not graded, but the practice exam is really, really helpful to do it before the actual exam. You know why? Because this exam will allow you to see the actual questions. So the bottom line is you have the resources here on the lecture notes. Read the content, then you go back and take those homework assignments. Okay, and this is your grade book. You will see all your various midterm exam, final exams, etc. In a timely manner. What is your grade, etc. Okay, there are a few resources here. You can use this email. You can email to a fellow student, and the roster will be here, so you can email to anybody in the class, or you can email it to an instructor. So you can email it to me, or you can email it to Shelly McClatchy, or if you just say instructor, it might go to both. I prefer you email it to me instead of Dr. McClatchy, because she has her own section and her own students to deal with, so she will not be responding to this section, my class's student questions. I will have to do that. From time to time, I will be sending various announcements, and you follow those announcements, you read the material, you do the quizzes. You can do it, and I look forward to helping you. If you have any question tomorrow, tomorrow during these times, 10 and 11, I will be here in Zoom in a study hall. I look forward to seeing you. If you have any questions,